Welcome to a new update. In today's update we are going to focus on the Bitcoin price action, which have been moving a lot in the past 24 hours. We have been describing it in the update of Tuesday, in which we were focused on entry points, and this is actually a follow-up. We're going to look at new entry points, we're going to look at a case where we are finding ourselves into take profits, and we are going to look at adjustments of the stop loss. But before we continue, make sure to join our trial week or premium membership, as in the previous month I've been sharing all my trades on a portfolio of $5,000. It has generated a profit of 20%, and our trade IDs have also been providing a profit of 81R over the entire year. So make sure to check that out. Also check out our sponsor OKX, which gives you $60,000 sign-up bonus if you sign up through my affiliate, and additionally it is granting you a 20% lifetime discount on the trading fees. Now, when we're looking at the important data here, or the important event that has been moving the markets, it is NFP week, which is unemployment data, which is macroeconomics, super important, but I think less relevant as we are heading towards CPI and towards new events with the FOMC. But yesterday we had a crypto specific event taking place. As you can see on the screen, we've had an interview with this BlackRock CEO, which is the biggest hedge fund of the world, who has been talking about Bitcoin on Fox Business. So let's just move towards what he has been saying.
And also, I do believe the role of crypto is it's digitizing gold in many ways. Instead of investing in gold as a hedge against inflation, a hedge against the onerous problems of any one country, or the devaluation of your currency, whatever country you're in. Let's be clear. Bitcoin is an international asset. It's not based on any one currency, and so it can represent an asset that people can play as an alternative. I would call the foundation of BlackRock is about hope. You invest for retirement because you believe tomorrow is better than today.
When we think about this is one of the most influential institutional investors jumping into Bitcoin, being very positive out of nowhere, and resulting into a case where they applied for the ETF, which is most likely going to get accepted. People are saying that the chances are like 30%, no, 99% that we're going to get it. And additionally, if we look at the entire markets, that if he's saying this, it means that the institutional investors have been loading up, are still loading up on the markets, and there's a new party of people joining the crypto markets or this specific segment. In the previous cycles, 2017, we had a new bunch of people jumping into the markets too, which are retail investors. In 2021, we had a new crypto specific group jumping into the markets, which were VCs, not really fueling a big bull cycle because Bitcoin just rallied to 68K. More people were expecting to have the big run, which is actually going to take place now, with the case that BlackRock, Fidelity, and more of those institutional investors are getting themselves into the markets, are starting to talk positive about Bitcoin, which is resulting into the inevitable, which is that they start to allocate towards the asset, which is the liquidity that you need to fuel itself into a new bull cycle, which is also what you need to get more adoption going. So this is the cycle that we phrase as the super cycle or the new bull cycle, and we are at the start of it. These people start to talk like this, and they say it's digital gold, which actually it is. That is when you need to buckle up and just wait for a few years, as we are at the .com cycle. When we're looking at the price action of Bitcoin, we can argue that we are still acting inside a range, which means we are taking liquidity above the highs, we're taking liquidity beneath the lows, and then we just start chopping around sideways all the time. So here we can see that initially at the end of June, we've had a beautiful rally to the highs and took out the previous yearly high in April, as we can see. After that, we started to consolidate. We had some more chop happening in which we were taking the lows here again. And after that, we've had another sweep of the high, which was right now, but we've discussed the entry points in the previous video. We mentioned that we had a few levels of importance. First of all, if we are clearly breaking the area of 31k, that is when you want to get yourself into a potential position for longs, because that is showing that buyers are stepping in on a higher level, and that is what we marked as a potential first entry zone. We also marked that if we are going to get a correction taking place, you clearly don't want to see these wicks are getting taken out. You are wanting to see a higher low being pressured here, through which creating such a higher low gives more buy pressure to the upside and gives more abilities to place your stop in a proper way. We've had it, so we went towards 30.2k, which was marked as a potential long entry zone, which we've got, through which we are currently getting into the first TP. We've hit it, and we are actually expecting us to continue the run at this point, but we are still inside the range. So what are the scenarios right now? The bearish scenario is that we are having a fake breakout to the upside, as Bitcoin has been correcting all the way back towards 30.9 and 30.8 again, which means that if we start taking out the lows again, we are going to look at a case that I'm interested around 28.5. So at this point, if we come back towards the range low, that is not where you want to start looking for entry points. You're looking for higher levels to sustain. If we start looking at lower time frames, we've got this beautiful block here, so we can still continue making higher lows, in which we are looking at a case of 30.5 to 30.8 as a potential entry points for Bitcoin for longs. So that's the aggressive approach, in which you're looking for a case there. The more defensive approach is that you're looking to see if whether all the lows are going to be taken out. If they are going to be taken out, you're looking at 28.5 as the next point of interest. And finally, if I start removing these wicks here and also the indicators that I've been using, if we're going to flip 31k, again, that is going to be a trigger. Now, what you can see on the chart is that we've got a pretty substantial wick. This means that we've taken all the liquidity on the upside, which also means that there's now liquidity on the downside ready to be taken, which Bitcoin is most likely going to look at, as we have just been starting to crawl up. And as you can see, all those lower highs have been taken out in this recent run, and we're continuing the entire chop. I think the moment that Bitcoin clearly starts to break 31.3 and flip that, that is your final aggressive approach. If we continue to fall, that is the moment where you start to look at a potential case of 28.5. Short update today. I'll be back on Saturday with a long update on the altcoins. Ciao.